Back for more Harvey talk, and this time we're going to do a little game. We're going to do RJ Harvey and we're going to have a little debate about different players. Now, I've already seen a couple comments. Like one is Caleb Johnson. What on earth makes someone think that today's news, J.K. Dobbins signing with the Denver Broncos, moves RJ Harvey so far down my board, knowing how bullish I've been, that he's in contention with Caleb Johnson? I'm not saying Caleb Johnson isn't good, but I don't think people are understanding that I am not worried about J.K. Dobbins, especially from a dynasty perspective. It's getting completely out of control, but to the point where I'm getting really excited about the buying proposition here. The amount of people freaking out on RJ Harvey right now is crazy. I don't know that I expected it to be this crazy. I expected it to be pretty knee-jerk reaction-like. But the fact that I have people truly wondering if I understand maybe if you might, somebody might that like Caleb Johnson already, but if somebody really watches my content and you know my conviction behind RJ Harvey as a player, not RJ Harvey's competition or what might be in store, as if it's situational only. This is about a player. This is about a player who has a skill set that is in a top 6 to 10 overall running back category. That's how good RJ Harvey is from a performance and skill set perspective. And the fact that people are taking the most injury-prone running back in existence inside the NFL and making them run away from RJ Harvey is glory. Glory. Absolute glory. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news
breaks. Whenever news breaks, we are here live. It's crazy to me. This is so wild. We'll go ahead and break down everything, but you guys know where my answer is probably going to be before we even get to it. You know, there's going to be a lot of questions, and people are going to ask ridiculous questions tonight, and that's fine. I get it. You get where everyone's mind might be, and you're going to hear me kind of hammer home, not to spoil the whole show, but we're going to hear me hammer home exactly what I've been saying. The only difference between pre-J.K. Dobbins signing Smitty content around RJ Harvey and post-RJ Harvey getting J.K. Dobbins as a teammate, the only difference is going to be that everyone's freaking out. So we're going to clean up and get RJ Harvey now at, I don't want to say cellar dweller prices, but it is looking insanely weird and wild out there, ladies and gentlemen. It looks as though we're getting at least a round and a half, maybe 2.5 rounds. Maybe let's consider it about a round to a round and a half discount. But we're just going to have to wait and see how ridiculous everyone's going to be, because there's a lot of ridiculous takes like this one here. Harvey is toast. I mean, kind of just the way you can separate the nonsensical stuff, like the comments that where you know the person knows ball and they don't know ball, is when it talks about him being toast or done, or not any good, or he sucks, or Harvey's done, a dunzo, he's gonzo, he's not. I mean, for number one, there's still a dynasty angle here. Number two, even if in a worst case scenario, which there's certainly a lot of scenarios where we might see J.K. Dobbins get half the work, let's say, in a really early stage. I think I fixed my mic. My mic might be a little hot now. Let me lower it a little bit. Is that mic level better than before? Might be a little bit hot. Let's see. How's that? Is that good? Let me know if that's too loud, if I'm hitting too many highs. We're going to see a lot of people overreact, and we're going to see some people react in a moderate sense. And then we're going to see people run for the hills. And those that run for the hills aren't looking at the bigger picture. He's toast, he's bad, he's donezo, he's gone. Those are insane. Those are insane takes. You can't take those seriously. And anybody that says that, make note. so that you don't listen to that advice later on. Like, hey, who do I start this week, guys? And you remember who said something ridiculous like that, because it's not a logical take. It's not. It's made in jest. It's made in some sort of doubling down Donnie syndrome type of way, because they've said negative things about Harvey, so they have to continue to go down that road. There's just nonsensical behavior out there. You have to avoid it. You can't make mental note of the people saying ridiculous things. But you got to remember the noise. Most of the noise are people that hated him anyway. Like, let me ask you a question. All of the negative Noahs around Harvey are either a traditional hater on the channel that's constantly trying to hate on everything I say, like Mike in here. You know, Mike, the Caleb Williams logo. Mike, you're on thin ice anyway, because all you do is having a different opinion is fine. But when you are sitting there and your goal is to literally sit there and just wait for something you can just troll, you're not going to be here. We don't want you here. You can go watch some other channel. I don't care. I don't need you here. I don't need someone here that's only goal is to disrupt. You have different opinions. We love different opinions. I have an open phone line. When someone says Smitty doesn't like people and blocks people and bans people that disagree with them, that's some of the dumbest stuff I've ever heard. I'm the only person with an open phone line where there's constant debating on this channel. We're constantly debating. The difference is when you come in and you try to just be a disruptor, you're going to be booted. No one wants you here. No one wants somebody that's going to be calling people names in the chat. No one wants someone here that's just going to wait and try and undermine whatever I'm saying. Whatever he says, the content, whatever it is, we're going to undermine it. I'm just going to sit here and wait. Don't like that. Oh, I don't like that, Smitty. Can't believe you're saying that, Smitty. Smitty doesn't know what he's talking about. You're going to be gone. It's not about disagreeing with me. It's about being a productive chat member, helping people, being someone people want to be around. So it's okay to disagree. It's okay to disagree. And everybody should have their own opinions. And I could be wrong on this topic. I don't think I'm going to be. But I could be wrong on this topic. But here's the thing that people need to understand about RJ Harvey. He doesn't have to, and he might not take the fast approach in this situation. In a worst case scenario, if we're going to entertain the worst case scenario, week 1. Week 8, week 17. Gibbs didn't do a single thing until week number 7. He was down here. This is a zero, a worthless running back. This is, Saquon Barkley, Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay? That's Gibbs. Gibbs was the number 1 running back last year, so let's give him some damn respect. The people that say they don't like RJ Harvey are the same people that say, well, you got to look at what Gibbs did when Monty was out. When Monty was out, Smitty, those are the people telling you RJ Harvey's toast. Those are the people telling you RJ Harvey's not good. That say, well, Monty, when you look at the game, even though Monty finishes running back 1 like you predicted, Smitty, okay, you got to look at when Monty was in there, he wasn't as good. Monty missed, 4 or 5 games? I think it was 4 or 5 games. He played pretty much, majority of the season. Gibbs was number 1. Those are the same people giving you this horrible Harvey take. But let's say in a worst case scenario, I don't think it'll even take till week 7. But remember, Gibbs waited until week 7, and then Gibbs exploded. He wasn't running back 1 during this rookie season. But during his rookie season, he didn't do a single thing until week 7, and then he exploded. He was essentially the number 1 running back, or tied for the number 1 running back in the league from week 7 on. He had only Christian McCaffrey tied him in top 3 running back finishes. He was second in top 5 running back finishes. He was number 4 in top 10 running back finishes. And he finished in the top 10 running backs by not doing a single thing until week number 7. So we're not going to get that. We're not going to get a flatline RJ Harvey. But let's say RJ Harvey plays like who's a 5? Someone spit out a 5. Who's going to play like between a 0 and Jahmyr Gibbs at the running back position? Let's call it. Someone throw out a name. who comes to mind RB-wise that's going to play in between that? Aaron Jones, maybe. You could say Swift. You could say potentially, let's see here, B-Rob. B-Rob's kind of a good one. James Conner. Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson's a pretty good one. Chuba's going to play a little better than that, I think. B-Rob's pretty good. I'm just looking to see if there's another name that comes to mind a little bit better. Pollard's good. Pollard's probably perfect. Okay, so Pollard's like, you're debating whether you're going to start him. There is 100% a possibility, not 100% chance it happens, but 100% that there's a possibility that J.K. Dobbins and Harvey share, let's say, work in the beginning of the year to the tune of 50-50. There is a possibility. I don't think that will happen the way Sean Payton's talking, but let's just say that that's the way it happens. And you're getting Pollard-type production kind of out of both of them, or one of them's that way. And he starts off the year like that. By week 4, 5, somewhere in that territory, J.K. Dobbins most likely gets hurt. He was not efficient last year. That's why the Chargers didn't bring him back. He was not good near the goal line. Harvey's going to be the goal line runner. And Harvey's the more powerful back. Harvey's a beast. He's a monster. He's a bowling ball. And he's, according to Sean Payton, going to be the third down back. This is something they could share, though. I have no doubt in my mind that through injury, through just the progression and rise and evolution of RJ Harvey learning the game, I have no doubt in my mind that between about week 4 and week 5 is when Harvey explodes. And if he does, for whatever reason, wait until week 4 to explode and get going, that is not always a bad thing. Look at Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs didn't hit a rookie wall. When a running back can delay his start, and I'm not saying this is how it's going to go. This is me trying to calm the fears of the people that don't hear me and that don't have, in my opinion, the patience to really wait this thing out a couple days. They're just trying to trade him away over and over and over. Let's get rid of him. We don't want him. We got to get rid of Harvey now. I'm hearing bad things about Harvey. In the worst case scenario, I see between weeks 4 and 5, it could be or even let's say 5 to 6, could be this little wall here. This little wall is where he's going to bust through, and similar to a rookie wall explosion, the good ones always explode out of the rookie wall. Week 11 is where that rookie wall usually meets a running back. If Harvey did start off as an 8 or a 9 or a 7.5 and turn into a 9 or an 8, he would hit a rookie wall in week 11. He will not hit this rookie wall if his explosion and his evolution takes until week 4 or 5. There's pros and cons to getting volume as a rookie in week 1, starter volume, versus week 4. Hampton's going to be on a very similar course. Hampton's going to take until about week 4, 5, 6, I imagine, before he starts really outshining Najee. Najee's never missed a game, but maybe he gets banged up. And then I think Hampton starts to get, into, RB, low end RB1, maybe even middle range RB1 groove in that like week 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in that territory. And he starts hammering home weeks, to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way to week 17. And Hampton might miss a rookie wall. Same thing with Harvey. So what I'm trying to tell you is there is a world where coming out of week 1, coming out of week 2, coming out of week 3, we waited 6 weeks for Gibbs to evolve. And I might send Travis, if Travis doesn't mind, even looking, or somebody else, one of my mods, to try and go back, and find the live stream where Gibbs, where everyone's panicking on Gibbs. And everyone's panicking on Gibbs. And I'm sitting in here just talking to my live chat and dealing with questions and comments like, Smitty, I'm unfollowing you. I drafted Gibbs in the 2nd to 3rd round. F my life. I'm done. I'm toast. My team sucks. My team's garbage. I'm never listening to you again. I can't believe I bought into Jahmyr Gibbs. It was 6 weeks of that. I don't anticipate we go through that with Harvey at all. I'm just merely telling you that the talent will shine through. J.K. Dobbins staying healthy is a tall order, even through 5, 6, 7 games if he's getting volume. And if he's not getting volume, then Harvey's getting enough work that he's going to outshine him anyway. This is, in a worst case scenario, we're talking about an explosion down the stretch where Harvey's not even hitting a rookie wall at all. That is my worst case scenario for Harvey. I hit that button by accident, but make sure you're subscribed to everything. TheFantasyFootballShow.com, Patreon. We'll be on Patreon later tonight. Let's get into this right now. So I want you guys to throw out a name that you think is debatable. If you throw out a name that's not debatable, I'm not picking it. Throw out a debatable name, RJ Harvey. It could be a wide receiver. It could be a running back. It could be a tight end if you want. Quarterback makes it a little difficult because that's not a scenario that's a realistic scenario. But throw out a couple names and don't disrespect RJ Harvey, or you're not getting your name listed. It's just going to get overlooked. That's a disrespectful. First name out is James Conner. Come on, bro. Hampton. It's a good one. Hampton, Breece. I like those. Let's start with Hampton and Breece. As we linger on over to the board, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a little debate. And this is going to be redraft. We're going to attack it from both angles. Redraft. Now, here's the funny part, is Hampton's in the exact damn situation. The exact damn situation that Harvey's in. It's no different. This thing is catching here. Hold on. Come on. Hampton's trying to flex in front of Harvey. We got Harvey and Hampton. They're in the same exact situation. He's got Najee. Najee's never been injured. He's got JK. JK's the most injury-prone, maybe even player in the entire National Football League. That's scaring everybody to smithereens right now. People are just losing their mind. This is a tough one. From a redraft perspective, they're on the same track potentially, where even if I don't think he's getting 50% of the carries, I think he's getting more. But even if he did, they're on the same track. And they're both going to explode down the stretch. I don't think you can go wrong here. I think both running backs play at a 6 to 12 running back level at some point very soon. I don't think it even takes half the year. I think after a month of football, we know who are the bosses of these offenses on the ground. And it's these two gentlemen. And they're pretty damn close. You could almost say that it's straight even down the middle. Now, I lean a little bit this way. I do understand why someone would lean this way. But at the end of the day, I'm trusting the talent that I see in this kid. I'm trusting Sean Payton. I'm trusting the role that Sean Payton's already told us and described in detail how he's going to command all three downs. Not that JK won't be used. You got to remember that the team's going to run the ball 450 plus times a season. So this guy can only handle, you only want him to handle 220 to 240 carries, which is a pretty safe guess. It's not overestimating 220. He'll easily get 220 carries. He's a bowling ball. He's a big back. He's short, but he's big. He's stocky. He's 205. And Sean Payton said he's not small. And he corrected the record. He said he is not small. He is big. He's short, but he is not small. He's powerful. He has quads like Saquon Barkley. Everyone's going to be talking about this once he's barreling through defensive lines, just trying to stack against this kid, and they won't be able to take him down. And anybody that's seen his film, watched his footage, and really done a detailed breakdown and dive into this kid, they wouldn't be saying what they're saying today, that J.K. Dobbins is better, that Harvey's toast. This is a very close call in redraft. Very close call. He's in no safer situation. And if anything, I believe he's in a safer one. I'm going to go with Harvey. It's close though. There's definitely a way that this script could be flipped, and I could easily argue the other side. But right now, it's going to be Harvey over Hampton. I saw another one, Breece Hall over Harvey. This is very similar in terms of being a tough call. I think that, you have some similar situation here as well, in that they're going to run the ball a ton, 450 to 470 times. there's definitely a likelihood that Hall is going to have to do a lot of work catching the football, which I think he'll fully do. I think he could catch 60 to 75 passes. It just depends on how they script him into everything. But they're going to run so much. You don't want Breece Hall running more than 205 to 220 times, really. And he might even run like 200 even. So probably going to say that in this situation, it's safer to go Hall for right now in redraft. But in Dynasty, if we're doing Dynasty, it's an easy call to go Harvey, in my opinion, in Dynasty. But in redraft, I think it is pretty damn safe to head in the direction of Breece Hall. But one could easily argue that this is very close. This is very even. Someone says St. Brown. St. Brown, he's going in the first to second round. Like, that's not a debatable conversation. St. Brown is a monster, bro. You know, even before this news, you didn't have a debate with St. Brown. St. Brown's not a good pick for this topic. Let's see here. Harvey for me. Give me the Triple H, please, says Lewis. I'm glad to see some of you are still thinking straight. Really, really makes me feel like some of you are listening. Henderson. Now, this is where I probably say Henderson feels a tad safer today than he did yesterday. And it was already which way the wind was blowing as to who was the better option. I think whether it's redraft or Dynasty, right now the answer is going to be Hendy. And that's just because there is... Where did Hendy go? He's a magician. That's how slippery he is. You don't even know where he's going to be. He can vanish at any moment. But whether it's redraft or Dynasty, Hendy just feels really damn safe right now. And I'll even put both on the board, redraft and Dynasty, both on the board. Smash Hendy. And it was already neck and neck. This is just a secure RB. But from a redraft perspective, so this is, we'll say from Dynasty, this is how we feel for sure. In redraft, I do waver because, again, Ramondre, JK, and Najee, and Dylan Sampson for Judkins, they're all very similar situations. And Warren for Caleb Johnson. Nothing's different. Everything is the same. It makes no sense to argue that you've got a problem on your hands with JK when you come out and say Judkins to the moon. I'm not saying Judkins won't go to the moon. I like Judkins. Harvey or Tracy Jr. Matt, stop, bro. Stop. That's not going to make the board. You're just wasting your breath. That's a ridiculous comparison. Tracy. You out of your mind, bro? The thing is, from a redraft perspective, I still believe his pass blocking abilities and capabilities put him in a position where he's going on the field right away. It's all about protecting Drake May in New England. Hendy's a monster, bro. Hendy's a mother freaking monster. RJ, Maximum, you're making ridiculous suggestions. Not even worth repeating. Your suggestion's so bad. Hubbard's a good one. Hubbard's a tough one because I do like Hubbard a lot. I do, but at the end of the day, in Dynasty, it's a no-brainer. It's as easy as can be in Dynasty. Dynasty, it's not even a hesitation. Dynasty, it is RJ Harvey. In redraft, it is still RJ Harvey for me. But I do like Chuba a lot. It's debatable in redraft for sure. It's not debatable in Dynasty, but it's a debatable thing in redraft. Certainly feel like, the anti-Harvey people are going to say no to everything Harvey. Everything I say Harvey. The people that hate Harvey are putting RJ Harvey and like Chubb, RJ Harvey and Tracy, RJ Harvey and I don't know. People made some dumb comparisons. That there's just no debate there. Harvey, Garrett Wilson. There is a world where Harvey can play that well for sure. But I think you got to take the third round talent in Garrett Wilson, bro. Because you got to keep in mind that RJ Harvey was a freaking 4th to 5th round player who we thought, I still think can outplay that value by a ton. But Garrett Wilson's a 3rd round player, sometimes round 2 player, belongs in round 2. Not a debate. Things got worse perception-wise for Harvey. How would Garrett Wilson fall below him when Garrett Wilson's got 3rd round value? So that's almost a ridiculous one as well. And, you throw something out like DK Metcalf, for example. DK Metcalf, in this scenario, redraft, flex spot, I'm taking RJ Harvey. Even though DK Metcalf's trying to intimidate him with his size, I'm taking RJ Harvey. Another example would be where Harvey is just a home run. And keep in mind, this is kind of the territory where Harvey's ADP is going to fall to. Chris Olave in redraft or RJ Harvey, that's a very, very similar, I think, ADP at this stage with the droppage in ADP for Harvey. I think we're definitely going to see this one. It's going to be an easy RJ Harvey. Easy call. I think another one could be Devontae Smith is a good one. And I like Devontae Smith. This is not a knock on Devontae Smith, but if I've got to choose between these two, it's RJ Harvey. If I've got to choose between receivers like DJ Moore, Devontae Smith, we said Olave. Another wide receiver that comes to mind here would be potentially a Jamo Williams. All these players right here, if you've got to choose between RJ Harvey and these 3 wide receivers, not all together, but just these 3 wide receivers in some sort of redraft situation, it's RJ Harvey. But you got to try and get what you can get. Waddle, throw Waddle in this mix. If Waddle was on this side of the fence as well, again, not all together, but individually, any of these wide receivers versus RJ Harvey in redraft. Got a little bit of a delay tonight on my screen. Come on, Waddle. The dramatic entrance is getting a little out of control. The answer is Harvey. But again, you got to look at this situation from an ADP perspective and try and take advantage of what you can take advantage, because you might be able to get Harvey later than a lot of these guys. Like Flowers, I'd rather have Harvey. Going out of the wide receivers, let's say we leave the wide receivers alone and go back to the RBs. Walker, I'd rather have Harvey than Kenneth Walker. It's a good question, and it's not to say that Walker is not a good player. Not to say Walker can't be amazing. If you have Walker and Charbonnet cuffed, makes it an interesting argument. But the answer is Walker, and it's not close for me. Connor, not a debate. Come on. Caleb Johnson, some of you said, and I can understand where you're coming from, but again, he's in no different situation. Jaylen Warren is no different than J.K. Dobbins, so talent is winning out. This is an easy call for me here. Judkins, same situation. I think Judkins could be, in some cases, a little bit safer early on, but he's still sharing work too. There is a world, a very, very realistic world, where Judkins and Harvey are sharing the same amount of work in week 1, week 2, week 3, because he's got Dylan Sampson there to take receiving work away from him. There's no taking Dylan Sampson and tucking him away and not allowing him to get action, and he's so productive and amazing. He's going to earn more playing time. So this is no different situation. I'm still going to lean with talent, and the talent is RJ Harvey. It's not even close for me. And someone said Kamara. I'm still taking RJ Harvey over Kamara. I get that Kamara's got a lot of upside. I get that, he might still have a little left in the tank, but like Mixon last year, he's going to fall off in week 10, 11, 12 in double-digit weeks. The answer is easy, Alvin Kamara. I think when you get to players, the place you would move Harvey down, And it's not just because of the threat of JK. It's the perception. It's the value. You need to make sure you are drafting Breece Hall over Harvey because you can. You need to draft Hampton over Harvey because you can. Doesn't mean I don't like Harvey more. Give me Harvey plus something and I like Hampton. And then you look at someone like Aaron Jones. I mean, look, I know he's going to be potentially a player that he could do well in the first month of football, but he's going to break at some point. Mason's going to take his job. You know, he's going to take carries away from him, take his job, whatever the case may be. Aaron Jones, this is not even close for me. Not even close. Now, keep in mind that all these people that chuckled in the live chat, they've never been Harvey fans. They've never liked RJ Harvey. They never thought much of RJ Harvey anyway. And so these people are going to be bad examples to follow and use their comments to guide your fantasy football draft process because they did not like Harvey. They're relishing in the idea that there could be a roadblock for him. It's the only thing standing in the way of their take being right or wrong. Their take of doubling down on not liking Harvey to begin with. No person that liked Harvey before the J.K. Dobbins signing thinks he's trash now. Think about what you've been reading. The comment earlier that said RJ Harvey's toast. Do you think that person liked RJ Harvey before J.K. Dobbins signed? The answer is no. They were just quiet. They didn't say anything on this channel. They never talked about him. They didn't want to be the only person doubting him. So they just were quiet. They scattered. They watched silently. Do you think somebody that says that J.K. Dobbins' season's in full effect was somebody that thought lots of good things about Harvey before J.K. signed? No. So yeah, you got to understand what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a loud crowd that is seeing a bunch of other people being bold and standing up against RJ Harvey, and they're all coming out of the woodwork, is what it is. Yeah, let's take some phone calls on this topic, and if anybody wants to on the phone line compare two players, I'll go back to the which side would you want board and throw it up, and then we'll do a draft real quick.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the show. Dial into the show. Dial into the show. Super chats are going to be answered right now in order in which they're received. Scotty Do, appreciate you. Traded away Kyron, got RJ, Mason, and Javonte. Well, the thing is, it's not that I don't like it, that it can't work out for you, but if you did this off the back of the Harvey J.K. Dobbins news, you bought high, bro. Like, that's the whole point of the live stream today. Take advantage of it. Kyron Williams now has way more value than RJ Harvey on the open market. So part of me feels like you bought him as if the news didn't even break today. It's not that it can't work out. It's not that I don't like it at the end of the day, but you have to take advantage of news and not buy at old pricing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind the trade. I think I'd rather have RJ Harvey than Kyron, given the fact that Kyron has taken a boatload of abuse and he might have 2 years left. And then you give him one more year, you probably can't trade Kyron. Similar to how you can't trade Barkley right now in a dynasty. 2 years from now, maybe 1 year, but 2 years from now, you can't trade Kyron away. So this is not a bad trade. It's just, I feel like you could have got more because RJ Harvey dropped about 2 rounds in value today, minimum. Not in my mind, but in the panicked Peters world, which is where pretty much everyone else lives right now, it seems. You could have got him for cheaper. Keeper Superflex, Mahomes for T-Law, Harvey, Ray Davis. Mahomes in a Superflex, Mahomes is a first rounder. He's a top 6 overall pick. So and again, you're trying to buy Harvey at his old value. Harvey now has become a low-end running back 2, if not flex play, to everyone but me and the people that believe. So you need to also buy at the right price tag. You guys can't buy on yesterday's Harvey price tag or you're not taking advantage. Think about this too. Anybody trying to trade Harvey right now is in panic mode. You playing right into their hands and paying the price tag that was before J.K. Dobbins signed is you're not taking advantage. You're getting taken advantage of because the fair market values change. Think of why someone's trying to sell Harvey right now. They're in panic mode, bro. You got to take advantage. You're overpaying. Fair market value. Just because I know a home is going to be worth $700,000 5 years from today, you can't buy it for $700,000 or $800,000 when it's going for $400,000. You just can't do it. It's not smart business. Harvey or DK Metcalf already put that up, Justin, so you must have posted that before I threw it up on the board, but obviously RJ Harvey. But it's debatable in a redraft. It's not debatable in Dynasty, in my opinion. Lewis, appreciate you. Where's RJ Harvey valued in Dynasty? Superflex, 6 quarterback, 6 point per QB. I don't know that I can give you a value, bro. Especially Superflex is all over the map. If he had 4th round value in Superflex Dynasty, 3rd to 4th round value before the JK news, I imagine it's in the 5th round now. I don't really fully know because every Dynasty league is going to be a little bit different, my man. It's just going to be a little bit different. Every league is going to be slightly different. And I've seen people get Harvey in the 6th round before the J.K. Dobbins news. I've seen people take Harvey in round mother freaking 3 in a Dynasty startup. Now, in Superflex, probably 4th is the highest I've seen him go, but with 3rd to 4th turn. But with the new news, the J.K. Dobbins news, I don't know. I don't know how freaked out Dynasty owners are. The weird part is this has nothing to do with Dynasty. Like the J.K. Dobbins, just like we're not worried about Hampton's long-term value with Najee because it's a 1-year deal. We're not worried at all about J.K. Dobbins in redraft if you're smart about it, let alone Dynasty. It's madness to me. Absolute madness to me. Just straight up madness. 9, what is it? What's up, caller? You're live. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's T. You said not, or you 770 or 9?
It's you. What's up? What's up?
Oh, what's up? I wanted to talk about Breece Hall versus Harvey. As far as like, you know, them being the same age, Breece Hall having a little bit more experience, and the offensive line getting a lot of investment over these past 2 drafts with Olu Fashanu and Armand Membu. It's making me think that like maybe Breece Hall could get back to that 1st round status
for sure
as a running back, versus, you know, Harvey having second, or Harvey, you know, just being a rookie and being 24 already. You know, it comes back to that. But as far as Breece being the same age, that's why I think I'd take Breece, but it is very close. I was wanted to hear what you thought about that as far as Breece.
Well, I already did this one.
Yeah, but like with the offensive line improvements and whatnot.
Well, I mean, but it's not like you just told me about that. I
Dynasty.
Didn't know those things, you know. Like, I mean, I evaluate it. I like Breece Hall more because I still believe he's got 1st round running back appeal. I still believe that the Jets are going to use him like crazy. But the weird thing is, you know, the dust settles, so to speak. And the whole running back by committee thing we're going to deploy in New York here with all 3 of the running backs, Braylon Allen. I mean, you got a pretty decent running back in Braylon Allen, but there's nothing scary about the running back sitting behind Breece Hall. Breece Hall is, with the improvements, as you said, in the offensive line, with Fields being able to matriculate the football down the field, with the team likely to live in the red zone, the reciprocation between a good defense and a good offense that can move the football down the field, keeping the defense healthy is going to make them perform better. So the reciprocation of field position by the defense and offense working together is going to put them in the red zone quite frequently. And Fields checked down a lot to his RBs. He was actually one of the better running backs in the league last year to check down to RBs. People act like Fields doesn't check down to RBs. He does check down to RBs. And this will be, you know, the best running back he's ever dealt with and worked with. And Breece Hall is a safety mechanism. You know, you can dump the ball off similar to Henderson and how I believe Henderson will be for Drake May. You dump the ball off to Breece Hall, it's a safety mechanism. Hey, I'm getting chased here. Catch the ball, Breece. Breece takes it down the sideline 40 yards. now you're inside the red zone, and it's a lot easier to navigate. You know, you're putting your quarterback in a really good, advantageous position when you're Breece Hall and you can take a football 40 yards down the field on a reception, catching the ball in the flat. I love Breece Hall this year. I think Breece can catch 60, 70 balls. I think, you think of what Khalil Herbert could have done had the Bears used him right, built around Justin Fields properly. And there was moments where DJ Moore and Khalil Herbert catching footballs in a screen formation, taking it like we saw in the preseason, back-to-back house calls from about 40, 50, 60 yards out. Just that small sample of what the Bears allowed Fields to do on those two plays back when Fields was just going to break out, we thought. I envision him doing what he should have done in Chicago, which they did not allow him to do in Chicago. Chicago cannot support quarterbacks. They don't know what they're doing. I see Breece Hall having that kind of season. Now, in a worst-case scenario, Hall gets you your 4.1 ADP back. That's where he's going, 4.1. Now, Harvey, keep in mind, ADPs are going to shift a little because Harvey's going to drop quite a bit, moving running backs up the board. So Breece Hall might be a victim here and gets moved into the bottom of round 3 based on the Harvey falling. Hampton's going to maybe go up one spot because people will be more they like to cling to a running back. That right now everyone's divided on who the running back 2 is in the rookie class. I think Hampton's going to be it's going to be like a magnet toward Hampton. You're going to see other players potentially climb up. Chase Brown might now climb cement into round 3. We don't know who's going to move up into round 3. Kyron might climb. Kyron might climb to the top of 3 now instead of sitting in the middle of 3. So there's ramifications and implications across the board when something like this happens. Harvey's going to fall probably, I would guess he was already going in grandma leagues around 5.1 to 5.12. He was going in very, very knowledgeable shark-infested environments at about 4.4 to 5.3. I think now he probably drops in the shark-infested waters deep into round 5, if not top of 6. And I think in grandma leagues, he goes in 6, 7. But I don't know that for sure. I don't know. It depends on how uneducated the group of people are. He goes in 6, 7,
Sure.
You're drafting with corpses. But that happens.
Yeah.
So I don't really know where his ADP is going to fall. All I'll say is that it is safer to draft Hall because I believe he earns the ADP value that we were paying for Harvey no matter what. 4th round value, how does Hall not earn unless he gets hurt? How does Hall not earn 4.1 value? He will. Even in a sleepwalking season where they share the ball too much, we're kind of upset about it. He earns 4.1 value. But if Hall gets back to what he does well, Gibbs work, H-hand work, catching a lot of footballs, running the ball sub 200 times or right around 210, high efficiency, 5 yards a rip, Fields needing to be spied by defenses. So you have a much bigger A gap, B gap, so much more room for Hall to just slip through. Like, this is going to be a season where Hall does not see 8-man fronts as much, lighter stacked boxes, and that means that he's going to let it rip. High efficiency, lower carries, more receptions. Breece Hall to the mother freaking moon in 2025.
To the moon.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with what you're saying.
Doesn't mean I don't love Hall.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you say that you'd take Harvey over Breece Hall in Dynasty though?
Yeah, in Dynasty I would, because Hall has he's got his resume is getting longer and longer every year. He's becoming less attractive in Dynasty. Just like Barkley 1 year ago, you could have got the world for him. This year, walking into this year, people are a little bit scared to trade for him, and that's Barkley. So Hall 1 year from today, especially if he doesn't have, if he kind of has the 3rd round value, he earns
Middling
what
season,
he then it's like no one's gonna Harvey to me is a gold mine. J.K. Dobbins doesn't do anything to change that. Yeah. Does he maybe delay his unveiling? Sure. And if it happens in week 1, no one's telling me anything. I told you so. You're not telling me anything. I'm okay with that. If there's some sort of, let's say, 50-50 divide, which I don't think is going to happen, but if it did happen, I'm completely fine with it. It doesn't change a thing. It's a balancing act. Right. He's merely going to get unveiled later and miss a rookie wall. I'm fine with that approach. Gibbs did fine with it. It was the Gibbs approach, the Gibbs blueprint. Give it to me all day. I'm fine with it. I'll figure it out in weeks 1 through 4. Unless I'm told he's not getting half the work, I'm starting him in week 1. Even with half the work, I would start him in week 1. He's going to be highly efficient, highly motivated. J.K. Dobbins isn't lasting a season on half the work. If they gave J.K. half the work, he'd break by week 5. It's the most injury-prone running back in the National Football League.
Yeah.
All right, anything else, bro?
I appreciate it. No, I appreciate it.
All
Thanks,
right,
Smitty.
Later, man. All right, phone lines are open. Dial in to the show. Let's get into a draft here. Let's see here. Jump into a let's see here. You guys want to do a super flex again, or should we do kind of like the idea of a super flex before they leave us? But we can get into something else if you want to. We haven't done a best ball mania in a little bit, so we'll cook up something. Travis, you're live. What's up, guy? What's going on? You remember the Gibbs talk, right? I mean, this feels so similar to that and I might go searching for a clip somewhere.
Yes, I think Sick Nasty's looking for it too.
I mean, I almost want to just see me arguing with people and everybody panicking. And it's probably got the live chat preview. Gibbs is cooked. Gibbs is trash. Gibbs, I can't believe I wasted my 3rd round pick or my late 2nd round pick on Gibbs. What a debacle. What an embarrassment. Like it's just what this is.
Gibbs is cooked. That was the one I remember.
Gibbs is cooked. Gibbs is trash. Gibbs is nothing. All right, let's real quickly, Travis, hold on 1 second. Let me just pull this up. Jump into a Schnauzer 2 because it's $3 and we'll do everybody hit the Schnauzer 2 button. The green button. Get in there now. 3 to start, 2 to start, 1 to start. Draft starting. It filled quick. You guys are really fast. It's like the mock draft days. If you don't get into my draft, get into another one. You'll be okay. We'll be able to use the same strategy together. Travis, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, like, I think you mentioned it too, like, the logic on the Harvey hate just doesn't track if you were a person that liked Harvey before. Because Dobbins should give you no reason to hesitate. So most of the people saying it were looking for a reason to jump off on Harvey.
Almost all of them are. And you know because you look at the names and they're names that they've never ever said a good thing about Harvey before. You know, and people are just it's kind of like sorcery. People are going to get tricked into thinking that the majority is worried about him. Let me just see where I'm at. Schnauzer. Okay, let me pull this up here so everybody can follow along. Bear with me, guys. Let me see if I can pull this up here. I think I got the 8 pick, which doesn't surprise me. If you didn't get into my draft, get into a draft alongside Underdog promo code Smitty. Hold on a second, Travis. All right, let me put this on here. Underdog promo code Smitty. And then let me just change this out real quickly so that it fits the screen. On the clock. Neighbors. Let's go Neighbors. Neighbors is a nice pick here. This is not super flex. This is just a good old Schnauzer. All right, Travis, go ahead. Keep talking while I adjust this. Tell me whatever else you were thinking.
Yeah, and just on top of the other thing people keep on talking about, we hear it with Breece Hall and now Harvey, and you hear it all the time is, oh, if they're going to run a committee, or, oh, they have more than one back in the backfield, so there's not going to be enough carries. Like, I don't know how many times you have to reiterate, teams are going to run the ball 450 plus times, where there's plenty of carries to go around, especially because more and more every year, every class of running backs that come out, they're more complete backs that do receiving work. They're not just getting all their work on the ground. They're getting, 20 to 70 catches, depending on how good they are in that.
Apparently, you got to reiterate it over and over and over because people don't listen.
Yeah.
And not to mention, and he's not even going to get the Gibbs treatment. He's going to get trying to think of the best example of a RB that kind of every RB's path is a little different. Bucky's path was different too. He didn't get starter work until later, and Bucky was an amazing running back that won leagues. I almost can't wait for, if it does go a little bit more toward the 50-50 share in week 1. I almost welcome that, because then we're going to have people coming out of week 1 completely panicked. Then we're going to have the best buy low situation on RJ Harvey we've ever seen. At least we've seen in years. We're going to scoop up RJ Harvey like clockwork. Someone will drop him. Like, it's going to get really bad before it gets. Yep. And if it does, then it's going to be a glorious, bounce back. The people that gave up on Gibbs, it's so funny. The people that say are the people that don't want Harvey, that trash talk Harvey right now, are the same people that continue to say, well, if you look at Gibbs last year, he was running back 1, but if you take the games where Monty played and you only look at those games, then I was right. Monty affects him. Gibbs was running back 1 last year. Can you let go of the Monty argument yet? I don't understand what people are doing. It doesn't make any sense at all to continue to argue that stupid point.
And Max, he actually has a good question. He said, if Harvey does well with him at the expense of Nix, which I would say no. It maybe Nix doesn't run quite as much. He had 92 carries last year. Maybe he only has 75 carries or 70 carries, but Nix has a better team around him now. So, he's a year further into the NFL, better receivers on the team. I think everything in that offense should be better this year.
Mm-hmm. All right, on the clock here, I've got Neighbors, Bucky, Garrett Wilson. Got 10 seconds left. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Josh Allen. Who do you like?
Allen.
Yeah, let's just say Allen.
All right, let's try it. Let's try early quarterback. Let's try early quarterback. We end up doing a lot of bully quarterback when we do this, which I'm fine with, but let's try it. Let's see what we can do. I like Garrett Wilson a lot, but we could swing back around and get Travis Hunter will be there if I want to go Hunter. I just can't wait to see where Harvey's ADP. I don't know if they probably haven't updated it yet. He's still 54. That's what his ADP was. I wonder how long he sits on the board. Because you know how they sit on the board for a while when their ADPs haven't adjusted quite yet. So we'll have to see where he's on the board.
Allen gets injured too much.
Allen gets injured too much. I think you're in another Spider-Verse, bro. We're the Spider-Verse over. You missed your stop. Allen's literally. Hold on a second. Let's go Travis Hunter here. Let me go over to Allen's board here. This doesn't include 2020, or did I put in 2020? Yeah, I did put 2024. He's QB4, QB1, QB2, QB1, QB1, and then QB6 when he was rising up. When's he get hurt, bro? What are you talking about? He's got let's see, where's his here's his game log. How many rushing touchdowns did he have last year, Josh Allen? Let me ask. Well, Kruger might not know. Does anybody know how many touchdowns he had? He had 15 in 2023. He's such a monster. Josh Allen gets hurt. Who said that? Was it
Ricky?
That comment embarrassed me. That's secondhand embarrassment right now. Don't forget, if you guys want to draft Underdog, promo code Smitty. Promo code Smitty over at Underdog. Do it live. Let me grab this.
12 rushing touchdowns last year, 15 the year before.
Yeah. He's such a beast, man. Let me see if
He's never had less than 6.
He gets hurt. Code Smitty on Underdog. Let me see if I can find this. I'm trying to grab the.
He's never missed a game.
he gets hurt.
He hasn't missed one game in his career.
He gets
I don't
hurt.
even think he's ever played like badly because of injury either. Like just never been affected by injury in
He
one
gets hurt.
game. Ever.
He gets hurt, Travis. Ricky, do you have something to say about that? Or are you just gonna throw out comments like that and not?
There's every year there's a couple people that say, "Oh, Allen, he's on the decline." Oh, Allen, he's not that good, and it's like every single year around like week 10 or 11, Allen puts the whole team on his back and drags him to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, good luck. Like, good luck guessing what year that's going to be when he finally actually does miss a game.
All right, where did Harvey
He's going to
go?
ball out the other 16.
Where did Harvey go? I'm trying to put this Underdog somewhere. I'm gonna have to do that in a second.
Middle of the 4th.
Harvey, Harvey already got taken. Okay, that's probably from one of our people, maybe. I'm gonna time out if I'm not careful, so I gotta just check Trey Henderson just to be safe. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let it time out on Trey anyway.
Middle of 5th, actually. Yeah, he just went 2 picks before you.
Hard to say what's the reaction is gonna be like in a group of I want to say more shark infested waters, people that know what they're doing on Underdog more so than a grandma league. Is he going to really fall? His ADP's 54. Did that team time out on him?
Yeah, I don't know, because he got picked exactly at 54. Yeah.
Did anybody see that pick time out? I'm really curious. Because we'll never know if he would have fallen. And I may have let him go just to see where he went, if he could fall back to 66.
I'll tell you right now. Let's see. He got picked. So with 5 seconds left, he got picked.
Okay. Let me go over here real quickly and just grab this Underdog banner so that everybody knows what to do. Underdog. Here it is. Make sure you guys sign up on Underdog using. Should pop up there at the bottom.
Oh, Ricky thought we were talking about Keenan Allen. You're even more in the twilight zone.
I'm going to go Debo Samuel here. Let me see if I can get this thing to pop up. Hold on a second, guys. There it is, Underdog. All right, code Smitty, guys. Code Smitty on Underdog. Do it live.
Why would you be drafting Keenan Allen in the 3rd round?
Who said Keenan Allen?
Ricky thought we were talking about Keenan Allen.
I don't know. Ricky, you got me unsure if you're trolling up in here. Malik Neighbors, Bucky, Josh Allen, Travis Hunter, Trevion Henderson, Debo Samuel. We got 2 of the HH&H and Associates.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, we're swinging back around here. Wow. This is I don't think this is going to happen. I'm going to be quiet because I don't know who's in here. I don't know what snipers are building.
You take Debo over Juwan Jennings?
Yes, of course. Debo's going to ball. I love the news that well, I shouldn't say of course. Jennings will have a good year. He'll be very, very good.
He should, yeah.
But I just really like Debo. I love that everybody's scared about Debo right now. Like he got locked up in practice. Like what? Oh, he's going up against a good defender where they're working on things with each other and they're trying to, I love that. I love that Debo's finding it difficult. That's good.
I like Debo a lot this year, and the past 3 years I've not been very high on Debo at all. But I mean, it's obvious he's refreshed and he needed a new place. Shelf life in San Fran was over for him.
Maximum
says to insert him into that offense is perfect.
Maximum says, "Are you worried about overemphasis on rookie picks?" Let me make something abundantly clear to you, Maximum. I'm not worried about anything because what I'm telling you is what I feel. These are the players that I predict to do well. Oh man, Mahomes just fell. That bully QB right before me. That sucks. I was definitely going to grab Mahomes there. This is a tough spot to be in here. I'm gonna check Igbuka because I'm gonna time out. Damn it, that was a little early. I could have probably got him at that next pick, but I was timing out.
Wow, Team 3 has all wide receivers.
That's
7 straight.
That's just such a dumb strategy. It's so dumb.
But you're so far behind at other positions.
What are you doing? And it's not even like wide receiver 5, 6, and 7. Like, you don't need those guys. You don't need Zay Flowers. You don't need Ricky Parasol. You don't need Shakir. You can get around 9, 10, 11 receivers that could, pull their weight against those guys. That's a very important round.
Out of all the players he could take, he takes T. Higgins in the second, third pick of the second round.
That's about as bad as it gets. Man, that sucks. Mahomes went. That's probably someone watching right now, which is fine. It's a smart move. I teach it every day, so I can't get mad at you for using it. But almost got Mahomie. Almost got him.
That's an interesting team, Mac.
I'm pretty good at receiver, and I hate to share this because then I'm going to get it sniped from me. But do I go Pacheco, like we talked about last night, or do I go with the entire Jaguar running back field to go with Trey and Bucky?
Ooh.
I like the sport of trying to get like all the Jaguars because it's like they're all like past like pick 110, so it's like I don't want to say they're for free.
I think you can get them all.
Who cares about those picks?
I timed out.
Was it?
I timed out on Pacheco. That's right. Damn it.
I was going to say, I like the Jags thing, but I wonder if you'd be able to do it in this environment. Someone else wouldn't.
I think Debo will ball out. I just think Jennings will be good, especially. Jennings will be very solid. Very, very solid. Downs is not somebody you can rely on. He's gonna have a rotation at quarterback again. There's just nothing there for you. Don't draft anybody but Tyler Warren on that Colts roster.
If Downs had a good QB, I'd agree that he could. I think Downs could be a wide receiver too with a really good QB, but he's got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Downs like a really expensive Demario Douglas.
Yeah, he's a better Demario Douglas.
Like I just don't like those targets for best ball. For like redraft in like your ESPN league, for him to be like your 4th or 5th wide receiver, I'll take it. But for best ball, like I just don't like those targets. Like I don't feel like those guys ever get a million touchdowns or anything.
Underdog will match your first deposit 50%. Underdog will match your first deposit 50%, all the way up to $1,000. So get your underdog on, join a draft alongside of us. Yeah, Team 3 is struggling for wide receivers. It definitely needs more receivers.
It is half PPR and underdog, so you know those guys you do need to get to that like 100 catches with like 5 or 6 touchdowns if you're gonna compete with other wide receivers.
I'll go Mark Andrews here as my first tight end, only because I'm probably going to sharing my strategy and gets me in trouble, but I'm trying to teach here. So I'd rather get sniped and you know where I'm going. Get Likely and Andrews cuffed together. I think it's going to be a really good best ball strategy because it's costing you around 9 and like around 11 pick. So it's pretty damn impressive. All right, let's see here. Let me see if I can scroll. Let me scroll all the way down. Zach Charbonnet is nice. My team is as follows: Josh Allen, Bucky, Trey, Pacheco. So I'll probably get Brashard Smith later. Neighbors, Travis Hunter, Debo, Egbuka. Probably try and get McMillan later, maybe. On the clock now. I'll take Travis Etienne, I suppose. I could still do it. And then again, it's like I have a lot of RBs already. It'll put me right at then I can just quit. I don't need any other RBs. If I get Tootin and Bigsby, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs, and I'm good with that. I'm not oversaturating it. My receivers are so good with Neighbors, Hunter, Debo, and Egbuka that I think I can be a little more worried about my running stable and beef it up a little bit and go 6. I'll go 3, 6, and depending on, I'll probably take Andrews and Likely and another tight end though. So then all the rest will be our wide receivers. But Dak was somebody. Yeah, and I wanted to go Dak. I wanted to go strong QB2, but there's still some other quarterbacks that I like a Cam Ward later. So I'll probably
run on QB.
Yeah, there are, but there's still a ton. Like Cam Ward is like 10 QBs down, so I'm okay. Yeah. And Josh Allen doesn't get hurt unless you're Ricky and you live in Ricky's Spider-Verse. I love how he pulled the hole. Thought you meant Keenan Allen when we're talking about. Come on, Ricky. That was a nice try at backtrack. after he realized what he said, he's like, I know you meant Keenan Allen. Yeah, as if we're talking Keenan Allen. Ricky.
Nobody's talking Keenan Allen.
No one knows. He's not even on a team, bro. How can he get hurt? Not even on a team, bro.
I don't even think like Keenan Allen's parents are talking about Keenan Allen in a football sense. They're like, I wonder if he's gonna like, sell real estate or something.
His dad's not drafting him.
With all the bad Harvey takes, we might have just had the worst take of the night.
Oh, Ben's always giving bad. No offense, Ben. Always bad takes. St. Brown is good in fantasy.
Brown.
Overrated in real life football. Jeez, bro. That's awful. That's really bad.
All he do is line up in slot versus linebackers.
Jeez, Ben.
Take a laugh.
Hey, everybody raise their give a thumbs up if Ben's take is good, or give a thumb down if Ben's take is bad. Let's just see if you even get one thumb up take. Is Ben saying St. Brown's good at fantasy, but overrated as F, he says, in real football? I want to know if there's even one thumb up that agrees with Ben's take. Even one. And who it is. And don't say, I'm kidding. Who is it? And I'm gonna take away your Bijan card. I can't wait. Is there somebody that agrees with him? Ben's logging into
I know.
his burner right now. It's going to say Mrs. Lambert. Mrs. Ben.
I like that too. All he does is line up in the slot, which isn't true. He runs other routes, obviously, but it's like even if that was what he did, I don't care if you run one route. If you put up numbers like that, who gives a crap? You know, it's like if you're effective, you're effective.
His
Not even a good point.
His podcast sucks. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't need his podcast to be good. And these quarterbacks are flying.
Better QB, Penix versus JJ McCarthy. No.
Penix Jr. or JJ? Penix Jr. I'm really spending. Damn, that damn Pacheco pick really set me back because I'm still wanting to do this Jaguar running back stable, which means I probably got a strike on it now. I can maybe wait. We'll go likely. I got to get likely with Andrews, and now I got to get Bigsby with Hunter and Tootin. And anybody that tries to snipe me on that, you're just ruining your own team because you need all three or it's not a super effective strategy. So do what you want. Did anybody give him a thumbs up? Oh, Thomas Miller put his name to it. Thomas says...
Blame yourself, Thomas.
Oh, poor Thomas. Thomas, can you explain yourself? Why is St. Brown a bad, overrated as F? AF. Overrated AF, he says. Not overrated. Overrated as F, he said. In real football terms. Thomas, I'm curious to hear your argument and why you would side with Ben. And are you on Ben's burner? Or are you Ben on the burner, I should say. Or is this Mrs. Ben? Honey, sign in real quick. Or Ma, put down the meatloaf. Sign in, please. And tell him, Ma, put a thumbs up, Ma, please. See, this is just being funny. Just being funny. I specifically said, don't try and do the old, oh, it's just joking, or I'm taking away your Bijan card. So now your Bijan card's taken away.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
So now you're back, Ben, to having not a single person in an entire live stream full of how many people are in the building? 150 total people. Not one agrees with you, Ben. You're throwing out garbage. It's not the first time either.
Possibly joke by Thomas, too. Losing the Bijan card.
Yeah, bad joke, Thomas. Bad joke, bro. Ben, start paying attention. I'm trying to teach you here. All right, Bigsby's 2 players on the pre-ranked list. And I don't know. Sad day for Thomas. Yeah, he got his Bijan card taken away. People take that offensively. Tyler Algier. Oh, boy. Here we go. This guy took Mahomes from me last time, so he's watching. Okay.
I know, I was thinking.
All right, let me show you my team here. I'll scroll up. So we got Neighbors. I'm in draft slot number 8. Neighbors, Bucky, Josh Allen, Travis Hunter, Trevion Henderson, Debo, Agbuka, Pacheco, Mark Andrews, Travis Etienne, Tootin, Likely, Bigsby. I'm pretty good at RB. I want Brashard Smith, but I probably can't draft him. So I got to go in another direction. I got to look at my bye weeks. I didn't even think about that with the running back stable. I got Bucky, Henderson, Pacheco, all different bye weeks. Thank God. So Bucky, I'll admit, I did not look. That was luck. Bucky, Trey, Pacheco have bye week 9, 14, 10, and all Jaguars are 8. So I'm good. I am good. Wide receivers, I've got not a single wide receiver of my 4 of the same bye week. And Neighbors, Hunter, Debo, Agbuka, I did know that. And my tight ends, obviously, I have the same tight end or the same team going on here. Let's go over to QB. It looks like I got snagged. I got sniped on that.
Ward got it taken.
I'm gonna go Pat Bryant. I like him a lot. Ward got taken.
QBs must be getting slim now.
Yeah. Could have went Bryce Young. Maybe I should. I wanted a receiver though. I'd gone so long without a receiver, and I like Pat Bryant a lot. Not bad. I don't know. In hindsight, maybe I should have taken a quarterback. But then again, it's like Aaron Rodgers or Bryce Young. I don't know. I don't think there's that big of a difference. I like Bryce Young, but how fantasy football good will he be this year? The inverse of what Ben said. He's good in real life, but overrated AF in fantasy. No, I don't know.
I think he'd be top 15.
He could be.
Okay, this is gonna sound picky, but like, I think he could be top 15, but I wouldn't like the way he is. Like, he's like 15, but it's one of those things where you like do the ESPN stats of like TDs and or something, and he's like a 5-way tie for 15th. Like, that's how I feel like he gets in.
Yeah. Like Aaron Rodgers and Bryce Young are not that big of a difference to me in best ball as your second QB. But what are the bye weeks?
I believe what you're saying, because like, what is any of the Panthers players prove that DK Metcalf hasn't proved? Like, you know,
yeah,
like DK Metcalf seems like he has way more equity than any of those guys. Like, and don't you trust like the Steelers organization a little bit more than the Panthers organization?
Real quick,
not Steelers.
Hold on a second, boys. Will Howard bye week 5. What's there? Because I was looking at Aaron Rodgers bye week. Okay, so 7. All right. We might be in some trouble if Aaron Rodgers gets snagged, because there's no one left. I mean, I guess I could go Shador and Joe Flacco, but I do want Aaron Rodgers. I could go, okay, Aaron Rodgers fell. I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers here. Aaron Rodgers, different bye week than Josh Allen. Do I go Will Howard to just be safe, or do I take Shador and try to get extra? I'm going to probably go Shador.
I would.
The thing that scares me about the Browns is it just seems like with so many of the decisions, they don't make sense. So it's like week 5 for no reason, they're putting like Dylan Gabriel in there.
They could. Definitely could. The Browns are so inept. But I think talent's going to win out. Dude looks so good right now. I love Shador. And he's so locked in right now. The stuff going on with his dad, people are trying to trip him up. The reporters were like double asking questions about his dad. And he's like, look, I'm here to play football. And he's like just so courteous about it all. And every time I say this, people take it out of context because they don't listen. Listen to what I'm saying. Ever since he was drafted, he has been humble about his positioning in Cleveland. Not saying he's humble with his chain on. I'm not saying he's humble when he gets home necessarily, or every podcast interview or every off-the-field conversation he has. I'm saying in the locker room, in his situation, he's humble as can be. I'll go, oh man, do I go Yoshi Voss or I like Yoshi. I'll go Yoshi Voss here, and then I got 2 more picks, and I need a quarterback and a tight end. So we'll go, unless he gets sniped from me, Shador, and then my 3rd tight end. And remember, I've got Likely and Andrews, so I only need a tight end for my bye week, essentially. Bye week number 7. So if I go to the tight ends, we got Mason Taylor bye week 9. That ain't bad. Cade Otton bye week 9. Not bad. What did I say, 7? Ferguson bye week 8. Not bad. Fannin Jr. is by week 9. What did I say I had by week 7? So those aren't bad. And then quarterback, I think I said Shador, right? Shador, just to make sure his bye week is by week 9. And what did I say Aaron Rodgers was? 5?
5, I think.
Will Howard. I look at Will Howard, 5, yeah.
Part of what I like about Mason Taylor is it's like, is the best tight end they have outside of him just like Jeremy Ruckert or something? Like, they just don't have anything besides that kid. I think, like, they have, like, Zach Kuntz or something, but what the hell is that worth, you know?
Yeah, because Conklin is with the Chargers now.
It's literally just names, bro. Like, it's just NPCs, like...
Yeah, Mason
Oh,
Taylor.
yeah, they drafted him.
They might have all told...
Ron
probably mostly blocking.
Ron
back.
Navy. You are live, Ron Navy.
Ron, what's up, Ron?
Hello.
Hey, yeah, I figured I'd come in with a public service announcement.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, all this would be great unless you're trading with somebody in our own community, because it ain't going to work at that point in time because everybody already knows.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about specifically, though, Ron?
Oh, this whole, like, the Harvey and Hunter for Bijan type thing. That ain't going to work in our community.
Ron, I don't know. I would say, Travis, what does it feel like the pulse is? Like 50-50 in our own chat about Harvey? I don't know. Maybe we're reading.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that you don't see as much in the chat who've been speaking up, but I'd say out of like the regulars that we see, maybe 25,
are
30% are a little bit worried.
Okay.
So you know.
So yeah, throw out all the ridiculous takes. You know, throw out like the Caleb Avatar guy, Mike or whatever his name is. Throw out guys like that. Throw out guys. Don't listen to any of those guys. Everybody, they're literally just in here to troll. Take out all those players. I think Travis is probably right. The pulse is maybe about 25% of our own communities freaking out about Harvey. Do I go Ferguson or Fannin?
Which Ferguson?
Terrence
Ferguson.
Rams or Dallas?
I'm not gonna lie, I know
I had to
nothing
pick.
about those guys.
I
know nothing about. Like, I would just go Noah Gray or something.
I should have done Fannin to pair with Shador, but damn it, I went Terrence. I've been picking Fannin so much that I want to take Terrence Ferguson a couple times.
All Terrence Ferguson needs is Higbee to get hurt, and Higbee gets hurt every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that stuff's just kind of weird sometimes. Like he gets hurt in week 8, then it's like you only get to use this kid for like 8 weeks.
Well,
I hate that shit.
Back to what Ron was saying, though. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna find it more difficult, Ron, to trade in a show, the fantasy football show environment. No doubt about it. But people are freaking out in people that I normally see very positive about RJ Harvey are still freaking out like crazy. Real quickly before I go to Ron's response on that, my team is Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Shador, Bucky, Trey Henderson, Pacheco, Etienne, Tootin, Bigsby. Bye week's work. My wide receivers, I only have 2 wide receivers that share the same bye week, I think. So Neighbors, Hunter, Debo, Ibuka, Pat Bryant, Yoshi Voss, Mark Andrews, and Likely, and then my other tight end is Ferguson, the rookie tight end. Pretty good team. My best team? No, but not bad. I like this team a lot. It could definitely drop some fire. The running back stable is pretty crafty. And honestly, Debo is my 3rd wide receiver. Ibuka is my 4th wide receiver. Yoshi Voss I love. I like Pat Bryant a lot. My tight end situation, Mark Andrews and Likely together are going to be really, really good best ball strategy. Probably one of my secret weapon best ball strategies. Because if Andrews falls off, Likely is going to explode. And Andrews, I know what Ron said the other night, and likely they use them, then they don't. I think this is the year that changes. I could be wrong about that. That's definitely something I'm banking on here, but I do believe they've been talking him up. They've been saying they want to get him the ball and get him out in space, and I think there's a world where they both even kind of coexist. But this isn't bad. This isn't bad.
You know, the only reason I said that, I mean, I had both Andrews and Likely, and I'm waiting for that. I was waiting for that to actually happen, like you say, Smitty, but it hasn't happened up to this point. Maybe this is the year that it happens, but yeah, that was my own concern with that. I like Likely from the very beginning.
I need Rock Out to drop some sort of "This is the year it happens" like song. I have let's see here. I have this by Rock. Hold on, I have this by Rock Out, which is kind of fitting. Where's it at? It's damn it. My playlist is so big now. Can't even find anything anymore. I don't know where it is. Remember Roy's room?
You should just be able to ask. Oh, I love that.
Graven's room.
It became John's room. Who's John?
Yeah.
It's John, wake
It was
up.
Draven, right?
Yeah, it used to be. Why are you in Draven's bed, John? Who the hell is John? How did John get on here? What John is that?
Yeah.
I don't even know who we made that room for. We change it about every year when someone. Now it needs to be Ben's room. Horrible.
Well, remember you changed it to Rock Out that one time when he fell asleep on the live stream and was snoring.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe either Ricky's room or Ben's room. Ben had the worst tick I've ever read in my life tonight. Anything else, Ron? What's your take on J.K. Dobbins? Because the whole world's panicking. Like the fantasy football show community, we're the least amount of people panicking, but the rest of the world out there is panicking way more on Harvey than the small but very loud percentage of people on this channel, which again is, like Travis said, probably really a realistic amount of 20%. The haters have just been quiet, and now they're you read anybody's negative Harvey post, you don't even recognize who they are, or they're a traditional hater on the channel. I don't see a lot of normal people. And again, if you imagine somebody that was like, Harvey season, let's go. Can you picture someone that loved Harvey coming in and saying things like JK season or Harvey's toast, Harvey's donezo? Does that sound like somebody that invested in him? Does that sound like somebody that's liked him for months and months and months? No, it does not.
No.
Almost every single comment that sounds like that, reads like that, looks like that, smells like that is coming from somebody that's been sitting dormant, quiet, waiting like a cockroach to come out and make a big mess. There's literally nobody.
Look at it. Dobbins is full of injuries. I mean, year after year, full of injuries. And then you get a fresh back like Harvey. Even though he's older, he's still fresh. The cream of the crop's going to always rise to the top.
Cream of the crop, rise to the top. Rock Out, where are you? Look at this J.K. Dobbins injury history, Ron. I'll go most recent backwards, okay? MCL sprain in 2024, last year. Grade 2. Grade 2 is like, should you have surgery? Do you need surgery? Kinda. Can it heal without surgery? Yeah. Okay. That's what that is. Grade 3 Achilles tear rupture. Okay? You never come back to top 10 running back form or become a top 10 running back. I'm not saying it won't eventually happen. I'm just saying right now he is not in the 2023, the group of, the medicine's advanced so much. This is 2023, Achilles tendon tear. There's no coming back or being a top 10 running back after an Achilles tear for a running back. It just doesn't happen. That was in 2023. ACL tear 2 years before that. Knee meniscus trim in 2021. A knee LCL grade 3 tear in 2021. That, obviously tied together. I think those were the same. Yeah, I think they're the same. They're both August. Okay. And then he also had the thigh hamstring tear in that. And then in 2019, the ankle, high sprain ankle, grade 3, severe ankle sprain. Usually those reoccur when you have a lot of high ankle sprains. And then you've got the leg fibula fracture back in 2016. This guy's a walking injury. And almost every one of these is a grade 3 or 2.
I hope he can walk when he's like 45, dude.
This is your guy. This is your putting
Like Earl Campbell.
This is your horse. J.K. Dobbins season. And you know who I asked Travis a minute ago who the one person was that kept coming and saying Estime season. And I think I remember it was the We Are One guy, I think, or whatever. I think it was that guy. And sure enough, I see a comment, and I was trying to remember who it was. Kept just trying to come in. Every time I talk about Harvey, just be in the chat hating. Estime season, Estime, Harvey's nothing, Estime. And as soon as this happened, J.K. Dobbins season, J.K. Dobbins, Harvey's toast, J.K. Dobbins. That's what you're dealing with. That's what if you're reading these Amazon reviews, this extension cord burned my house down, not from a verified buyer. That's what these people are. They're not verified buyers on Amazon, and you're reading their reviews and you're getting scared. You're getting scared. I saw that from him and I just went, what in the hell, bro? What are you doing? There's no principle there. There's no standing on business there. Did I have any super chats I needed to get to? I had Navage, Keeper, Mahomes, Superflex, Mahomes for Harvey, Ray Davis. Again, Mahomes is a top 5, 6, 7 overall pick in Superflex. Not even close. Even with T-Law in there, not close. Justin, I got your Harvey or DK. I said Harvey. That's debatable in a redraft, though. DK could really have a good year. And I don't know, Ron, how you feel about DK and Aaron Rodgers. But I think they're going to get along just fine. I think it's going to be a 10 TD season. Maybe it's not 1,500, 1,400 yards, but I don't know, 1,110 scores. 78 receptions to 85, maybe, something like that. That's doable, right?
That's doable, yeah.
So, it's arguable, but
I just worry about Aaron Rodgers and the whole Arthur Smith offense. That's what I.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that worries me about DK this year is that offense.
Well, what did Pickens have last year? At the end of the year, let me see.
It wasn't big. Like, I mean, he didn't have touchdowns worth crap.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He had like 4.
903.
900. Wow.
Yeah, that's so disappointing. But in that, who is their quarterback? I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback.
The target.
Yeah. I would
should get plenty.
Moonball.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just saying, like, they were rotating. They weren't giving Fields the playbook, and everybody blamed Pickens and Fields, that situation on Fields, but Fields his one hand was cupped behind his back, to his leg, so he couldn't get it to Pickens. He didn't have the full playbook, and then Moonball Russ, he's garbage. So I kind of feel like that Aaron Rodgers can make this a 70. Let's just be conservative. 69 to 73 receptions, 1,001 yards, and let's call it 9 to 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Or maybe 7 to 10. Yeah, there could be a 7 touchdown season in the cards there, I guess. And Aaron Rodgers has to stay healthy. I don't know. Maybe if Will Howard gets in there, his stats pick up. Maybe the rookie targets
Maybe. I think
crazy.
Needs a little work.
All right.
I like it.
I'm probably out of here tonight. I'm exhausted, but Underdog code Smitty, guys, make sure you use the link that's pinned in the live chat. Code Smitty gets it done as well. I'll be on Patreon right after this. In fact, I'm going to go over there right now. Travis will probably be over there. He usually does linger on Patreon all the time. I love that Travis is literally like answering people's questions, and that's the best part about our Patreon is that when you ask a question, you pretty much get an answer pretty quickly, and that's the whole point of the community is like you want to race back and see what someone said, and it just reciprocates and everybody gets involved. And hey, everyone, any post graveyard show topics? Boom. I'm on Patreon right now waiting for you. $10 a month, cancel anytime. I'll drop the link in the live chat. It's in the description of the video. It's in the description of every video in case you want to find it later. Or you just go to patreon.com/ very easy, The Fantasy Football Show. But it's in the description of any video or in my Instagram profile. You can always find it later if you need to, but this is the link. I just dropped it. Ron, anything else?
Not really.
Good talk.
I'm just, I'm just trying to get some sleep, I guess.
He's falling asleep. Hey, there's the bookshelf. Moving the book. The grass. You got to mow the lawn. Ron, we'll let you go. Go to sleep. Later, bro.
That's the problem. I can't.
All right.
Too many Percocets.
All right. See you, Ron.
Later.
Travis, anything else?
I was just noticing in the chat throughout the show. Seems like a lot of Harvey haters love Caleb Johnson, and I'm not saying there's any meaningful correlation.
You're right.
That.
You know, Judkins, people that are very mad that Judkins and Caleb are not ranking high enough. These people are making tons of noise and saying, Harvey, I told you, it's J.K. Dobbins. Do you like J.K. Dobbins? Well, are you going to draft him? No, I'm not going to draft J.K. Dobbins, but he's so good. He's going to take over Harvey. Let's rise up Judkins. Let's rise up Caleb. The thing is, you don't want Judkins and Caleb rising up an ADP. Why? Then you can't buy him later. He'll be more expensive. Like, what are you really wishing for? I'm loving that Harvey's going down because guess what? We get to buy him cheaper tomorrow than we had to buy him today.
It's funny how people form these teams. It's I understand obviously you like Harvey better than you like Judkins and Caleb, but doesn't mean you're rooting for Judkins and Caleb to fail. Or you see these people that are rooting for other players to fail. Literally, it seems like doesn't matter.
In a
Your guy can
jam,
be
call
good.
HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, Travis?
Nope. I'll see you on Patreon.
See you on the Patreon. Appreciate you. See you, everybody. Thanks for drafting. Underdog promo code Smitty. See you all tomorrow. Deuces. Rockabye Ronnie on the treetop. Later. I haven't heard from Gump or Denny in a while. Where the hell are they at? Mahalo. See you later, Benzel. Thank you, Mods. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Vader. Thank you, Caps, TD, Ricky, Wayne, Matt Huff, Hybrid, Maximum, Daddy Dennis. See you on the Patreon. I'll be over there right now.